And God said, "Let there be light." Hey, what's up, Bronco fam? As you can tell, I'm a big fan of Oracle lighting, and I cannot wait to put these products on my Bronco. So in this video, we're only going to focus on one of these. And make sure you tune in to the others because you're going to have a video for each of these products posted on the channel. But to start with, let's go with the integrated windshield roof LED light bar system. Well, before we start the install, why don't we take a look at the box and look at the features that it talks about on there, and then we'll go ahead and get this thing started. All right, so just to point out a couple of things that are on the box at first: 240 total watts, 14,200 lumens, amber white clearance lights, precision lighting, and it is IP68 rating for waterproof. Let's take a look at the back. It's nice that it works with both the hard top and the soft top. I definitely think it's going to look better with the hard top than it does the soft top, but it'll work either way. It's aerodynamic, which is one of the features that I was really interested with this. Is I didn't want a lot of wind noise, and I'm hoping that the design of this light system will allow that. I do like that it's got the white clearance LED, amber or white LED clearance lights that we're going to install. I haven't figured out how I'm going to do that yet, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But other than that, I mean, I'm excited about it. Now, I do have the auxiliary switches installed from the factory, so I got the auxiliary cable system to be able to make the install go a lot smoother. Unfortunately, the wiring that Ford installs up by the roof mount for the aux switches is a little too thin to power something this strong, so we are going to have to run a harness for that. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the front panel of the hardtop. That way it'll just be easier to mount the light system, and plus we're going to have to get up there to do some wiring and to run some wiring, so to make things a lot easier. So let's knock that out. All right, now that we got the roof panels off, let's go ahead and open the box. Let's get the light bar up there, the wiring harness, and let's get started. Let's go ahead and open the box and take inventory of everything that's in here. All right, so we've got some windshield wipers. These are a little bit shorter than the factory ones to make sure that they do not hit the light itself. We've got the caps to go in to cover the bolt holes where the accessory attachment points are for the light. And we've got the light itself. It's packaged very nicely, very secure. This thing's got some decent weight to it. I like that. There we go. All right, so before we get started, why don't we go ahead and connect the harness for the aux switch setup to the LED light bar before we take it over to the Bronco. So let me point out a few things. All right, don't get confused when you get the harness and you think that you're wiring this to the existing, because that's not what you're doing. We're actually removing this plug here, pulling out the clearance lights. This is gone. And now we are just substituting, clipping in there, and then we're just going to connect these two wires. That's all we're doing up here, okay? So let's knock that out.
What's going to stop this baby?
All right, now that we got the harness installed, time to go to the Bronco. All right, with this already being wired up, the only thing we're going to need is the Bronco supplied 10mm socket to attach the roof, or to attach the light to the roof accessory points. So we'll go ahead and get started on that. All right, so the first thing we gotta do is just remove these caps. They come off really easy. It's just a button up top. We press those, move those out. Now we've got the 10mm sockets to remove, and to remove these plastic pieces, and we should be good. Again, the good thing is you've got a 10mm socket with your Bronco kit. Remove that. Remove that. Make sure you hold on to your Ford nuts. Once you have this removed, we're going to just flip this over and position the light switch. Again, you've got the harness over here. It's going to run down the passenger side, so we'll keep that clear. But one thing I'm going to do just to kind of keep this, to make sure I don't pinch it as I'm installing it, is I'm going to slide this harness right through here where the bracket is.
Pull all the slack out.
Actually, I'm going to put a zip tie around this. The only reason is the LED light back here could get hot. I don't want it to affect the wires. So I'm going to do that. And one thing I always do is I always loosely tighten the nuts and then go back around and tighten them. One important thing is make sure that you've got the harness. There's a little slit over here where the seal is. Now, I've watched all the Oracle videos. They said they did extensive testing with torrential downpours and even with pressure washing. And the harness being on top of this gasket did not have any effect. So we're going to give it a try. We're going to trust Oracle and keep this thing going. So now let's go ahead and run the harness and continue the install. All right, once we got the light bar installed and the harness connected, obviously we've got it ran here. Next thing we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to remove this gasket. And then there is when you look behind this panel, you can see the lighting coming from up here, the light from the sun. So we're gonna run the harness through here and down this panel, just so you can see where I ran it. And now we're just going to keep it behind this panel. Now to show you where I ran it, I moved this trim piece, back it up, that trim piece. There's a small gap right here. So that's where I ran it through, and I was able to fill it from behind. And that's where we're gonna go with it. You can also see I was able to get the wire in this little trench right behind here. Right behind here. Once you got it ran, just put the panels back in, put the seal in, then we're gonna move to routing the harness. I ran the harness back from there, up over. I wanted to make sure I avoided any moving parts. And then there's the grommet that Ford put there for us. Just had to cut a hole in it, feed the wire through, and pull it out through the engine bay. All right, so now that we've ran the wire from the light bar behind the dash and out through the grommet that I showed you, I want to show you how I connected it to the aux switches wires. Now, I know most people use butt connectors, and I was going to do that, but I just thought, let's make it easier in case I ever decide to take the lights off, switch things up. I want it to be quick and easy for me. So I used male and female connectors. And what I've done is I used the yellow wire for the main light switch. And then for the two clearance switches, I used a 10 amp fuse. Now I've got the ditch lights over here on the side as well that also have amber lights in them. So what I did was I put my two amber switches by each other and my two white switches by each other, just so I can just bam, bam, and be good to go. So all I'm gonna do now is heat shrink these and ground this ground, and we'll be done. We're good. Well, the last thing to do up on the light itself is just to put these caps in that cover up the nuts nicely. They're labeled so you can't mess it up. Just need to remove the stickers, drop them in. They're actually slitted so they fit only in one position. Drop it right in. There you have it. You just repeat for the other side. Just make sure you don't forget to change out the windshield wiper blades, because as you can see, this covers up a little of the windshield. So these blades would actually hit, as you can see, just the difference, about a 1/2 inch on each sides. So make sure you swap those out. If you've never taken out the windshield wiper blades of the Bronco, it's really easy. Squeeze these 2 tabs, pull it forward, and then it comes right off. Pretty nice little touch. All right, y'all, so that's it. That's the complete install of the integrated LED roof light system from Oracle. I gotta say, I absolutely love the way it looks. It definitely looks like it came from factory. Just the lines match up really nicely. I can't wait to see what this thing looks like at night. Running it during the day is already impressive. I cannot believe how bright that light is. And it makes sense now to me why we weren't able to use the factory installed power wire that Ford ran up the pillar. I mean, it is bright. I can't even imagine how much it's drawing. So we're gonna wrap the video up for now, but we're gonna come back and take a look at it at night. Till then, see you at nighttime.
All right, y'all, check out this difference. Here's low beam, and now Oracle power. Man, it just lights up that entire trail. All right, here we go. Let's look again. Low beam, high beam, low beam, high beam, low beam, high beam, low beam. Oracle power! Oracle power!
All right, y'all, so I am over 100 yards away from the Bronco, more than a football field length. And look how bright this is from over 100 yards away. Now I'm gonna turn and I'm gonna show the camera at the Bronco, but that light is so bright I can't even look at it from over 100 yards away because it's so blinding. And I don't know how this is gonna look on camera, but here we go. We're over 100 yards away, y'all. 100 yards away. And that light is still producing, going further. If I wanted to keep going down this trail. Insane.
Now I wanted to show you how far I was away from the Bronco. Like I said, easily over 100 yards away, and that light was just still going. But then as I walked back, when I got to the side, you could actually see the like light beam going from this light. You gotta check this out. Look at this. This is crazy.
Look at that beam. That's insane. Crazy. Well, let's wrap this video up, but it would probably help if you could see me. Let's get some help from another Oracle product. So what you just saw with that integrated roof light is insane how bright that thing is. As you saw, I was over 100 yards away, longer than a football field, and that light was still going out past that. When I turned around, I still couldn't even look at the Bronco because that light is blinding. So you definitely don't want to use that light on the highway with any vehicles around. But I will tell you, I used it coming down a barren road. There was about, I don't know, probably 3 miles straight road, and that light was lighting up the entire path. It is incredible. Love the light. All right, so I've had the light on now for a little over a month, and I will say there is very slight road noise when you get on the highway. I'm going to try something to fix that. I'm going to try to put a little bit of a thicker weather seal on it than what came from it. I feel like the point is, well, actually, I'll share the picture right here. But what I'm thinking is that little gap where the window comes up, that's where air is getting in. And I think the air is just pressing on the back of it so much that it's flapping the black back plastic of it. And that's where the only road noise is. So I think if we can fix that, or if Oracle can do an update to it, man, that would be phenomenal. But other than that, I am extremely happy with the light. I love the look of it. I love how factory it looks. There's no other lighting system on the market that looks like that. I've gotten so many compliments on it already. But I would give it a 9 out of 10. The only reason I'm leaving that off is because of that slight little gap. If they could have either molded it down a little bit or included thicker weather stripping, which I'm going to try on myself, and I will update the video and let you know if that helped. But other than that, I think the light is perfect. I love it. As you can tell, I've got other Oracle products that I'm a big fan of. This is one. So if you haven't seen that video, definitely check it out. But if you found the video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. I've got over 30 videos now on things I've done to the Bronchosaurus. So hopefully you can find something that you would want to do to your Bronco and really customize it and make it yours. But until next time, catch you on the flip side.